Hi, my name is Umaira.
Hi, my name is Tasha.
Hi, my name is Nur Adriana.
Hi, my name is Farzana.
What is Japanese garden? So Japanese garden are traditional garden whose design are accompanied by Japanese aesthetic ideas. So this of garden also whose minimalist natural setting designed to inspire reflection and meditation.
First of all, we are going to tell about the history of Japanese garden, which explain the reason behind it, the periods of time of Japanese garden, and the last one is the reason why it has happened.
Based on the research, we found out that Japanese garden is intertwined with the cultural, religious, and philosophical developments. Throughout the history, there are different types of gardens. For instance, we can see Kyoto, a place that is famous for Japanese garden. These are the famous garden in Japan that is called the Three Great Garden of Japan. Japanese garden that you see today were not created just yesterday. Hence, they have left so many years behind and still shine the brightest. As you can see the table here, there are different periods of time of the history of the Japanese garden. The first Japanese garden that have been introduced is in Asuka period, which is in 538 to 710. The second one is in Nara period, which is from 710 to 794, and is continued with the third one, which is in Heian period, and Kamakura and Muromachi periods in the fourth, and the fifth is in the Momoyama periods, and the sixth is during Edo period, and lastly is during Meiji period and modern era, which is from 1868 until now. Okay, so what is happening to the old Japanese garden from before? As we can see, there is a lot of period of time for the Japanese garden. Okay, for the information, the Japanese garden represents a long period of history where it shows both negative and positive. It is due to the wars and a natural disaster. Many beautiful gardens were destroyed. Thus, many were built during the modern era. It is said that during Asuka period, there is many of Japanese merchants used to visit China and were influenced by the Chinese arts. It inspired them to make their own garden. They also to be said that Buddhism first was introduced to Japan was because of Japan sent their scholars to China and the idea of this unique garden develops.
Second of all, let's talk about uses of Japanese garden. There are 4 types: aesthetic beauty, spiritual connection, recreation and realization, and the education. The first one is aesthetic beauty. Japanese garden famous with their beauty and harmony. They are very strict to create a design visually appealing landscape that show the beauty of nature. Second, spiritual connection. These gardens are designed to create a sense of calming place and inner peace. They always incorporate elements such as Zen rock garden and meditation spaces. These gardens are intended to evoke a sense of harmony with nature and require a space for spiritual renewal. The third one, recreation and relaxation. Japanese gardens are a popular place for recreation and relaxation. Visitors always come to Japanese garden to escape all their problems, life, and calming their mind in serene natural environmental. Walking path and scenic viewpoint require for visitors to enjoy the beauty of gardening surrounding. The fourth one, education and inspiration. This garden also serve educational tools, Japanese cultures and gardening techniques. Visitors can learn about Japanese traditional gardening such as stone arrangement and bonsai cultivation. Lastly, students of landscape can learn how to design in Japanese garden and culture.
Do you know that Japanese garden also have their own vegetation? First, evergreen tree. Second, deciduous tree. Third, shrubs. Fourth, bamboo. And the last one is mosses and fern. Japanese garden design typically incorporates a variety of vegetation carefully chosen to evoke specific aesthetic and symbolic qualities. Vegetation in Japanese garden. First evergreen tree, Pinus tenebrgii and Cryptornia japonica, often used for third year-round foliage and careful form. Second, deciduous tree, popular choice for third season beauty, vibrant autumn colors and delicate branches pattern. Next, shrubs are prized for their colorful blooms in spring and elegant flowers. Then, bamboo. Bamboo symbolizing strength, resilience, and flexibility. Last but not least, mosses and fern. Shaded area and add a lush, carpet-like texture to the ground. And are flute for their delicate fronds and shade
There are several
tolerance.
types of element and material in Japanese garden design. As we know, each type of material have their own meaning and concept.
In a Japanese garden, stones serve as a grounding element and symbolize the omnipresence of natural forces. For example, larger stones symbolize hills and mountains. Standing zone, which is around the water, symbolize cranes and longevity. Last one, the low and flatter stone symbolize the tortoise and longevity. Japanese garden mostly are dry garden, which the small stones or sand as base when red represent as water, and the larger stone often left for the observer to interpret. For example of the dry garden is at Ruanji in Kyoto. Many Japanese gardens are ponds, which symbolize actual or imaginary lakes or seas. The ponds give mirror reflection of the surrounding tree and plants. Small ponds are homes for koi fish, while large ponds are served for boating and stargazing at night. Ponds, streams, waterfalls, and water basins are created using various materials such as stone, concrete, and natural clay. And the last one is plant, which is called chokubutsu. Plant is an essential element in Japanese garden, which are carefully selected and arranged around the garden to imitate nature and create a sense of harmony. Each season offers its unique atmosphere. Spring represents rebirth and generation. There are plenty of blooming plants, including irises, peonies, rhododendrons, magnolia, and spring bulbs. By comparison, summer is more subdued. Different pruning techniques used on trees and shrubs create contrast. Plants with diverse foliage that exhibit various tones of green are also prioritized. Autumn reminds us of life's cyclical nature. The end of the hot day is celebrated by the brilliant color of the trees, shrubs, and herbaceous plants. Winter is a season of relaxation. It highlights the tree and shrub silhouette. The whiteness of the snow is contrasted with evergreens like rhododendron and conifer. Traditional options include bamboo, pine tree, moss, azaleas, maple tree, and cherry blossom. A sense of balance and refinement is frequently maintained through pruning and shaping methods like those used on bonsai and Niwaki garden tree.
The last one is advantages and disadvantages of the Japanese garden. Japanese gardens are made to capture nature element in their purest form. The advantages is it can stress reduction. With its well-placed component and screen aesthetic, a Japanese garden can foster relaxation and a reduction in stress. Second is a connection with nature. Japanese gardens are characterized by their use of nature elements such as water, rocks, plants, and a gravel, which evoke the feeling of being in a natural setting. Third, promotion of mindfulness. Japanese garden encourage visitors to be thoughtful and aware to their surroundings. Now, the disadvantages of Japanese garden. First, high maintenance. Traditional Japanese garden require meticulous maintenance to preserve their aesthetic appeal. Second, space requirement. Authentic Japanese garden often require a considerable amount of space to fully realize their design. And last but not least, limited diversity. Traditional Japanese gardens tend to focus on a limited palette of plant and materials selected for their symbolic meaning and aesthetic appeal.
The conclusion is we are now understand about the Japanese garden. There's a lot of information that we all know, and we as a landscape architecture student have more benefit to know about all the information because it can be our reference in our assignment. Bye!